Welcome, Global History students. This is Mr. Bishop. I'm preparing the next video for our class. We are going to move on into some of the details of our coursework for the next couple days. In that coursework, we're going to start investigating the historical thinking skills that we need to practice this year in order to make us successful global history students. And we're going to move on from an overview of those historical thinking skills to our first reading and worksheet titled, Why Should We Study History? Okay, so today our objective for the next, actually 2 days I should say, are going to be tackling some of those historical thinking skills, including definitions of those skills and how to use those skills. And we're going to kind of have in our background the question of what does it mean to think like an historian? So global history is very important when you approach it to think like someone who studies and preserves history. The skill sets needed for that position or that role are the ones that are going to help you be successful in this class. So let's move on to some of those skill sets today. There are generally 12 historical thinking skills that are at the focal point of this class for the year. They're defined on this slide. I'll briefly go over them with you. To think like a historian, we have to compare our texts. And when we compare things, we use skills like identifying similarities or identifying differences between documents or time periods, right? So comparing is a very important historical thinking skill. We try to connect cause and effects between time periods or events because that helps us to frame what we're trying to study. So we're going to connect cause and effect, time, and events. Try to place things in categories. Placing things in categories lumps them together by similar events. We annotate the sources, and when we annotate, we are trying to take notes and deconstruct a source. I'll hand out a SOAPS document to you, most likely next week, and that's a guide on how to analyze a document. So we like to annotate our documents that way. We always want to know where our sources are coming from. We want to read our sources closely. We want to corroborate. Corroborate means comparing pieces of evidence to determine if they agree or disagree. Again, contextualize, which means to put something in a context. We want to try to identify patterns. We want to make our arguments. All right, this is an important skill because your essay at the end of the year is really constructing an argument, right? So the ability to construct an argument from claims and evidence using primary and secondary sources is an important skill we're going to work on this year. We want to try to predict, all right? We want to see the facts, we want to see the information, and we want to understand where these patterns are going and what the conclusions to events might be. That's part of our prediction. And then, don't forget, this course is called Global History and Geography. How does the environment impact what we're talking about? Water source, proximity to oceans and other resources, mountains, how does that affect the physical environment? How does that affect human and human activity? So, sourcing, again, is to find out things and where they come from. We have two types of sources that we study in global history: a primary source, which is a first-hand account, and a secondary source, which was created by someone who did not experience it firsthand, but is reporting on that account later on. All right? Reliability directly ties into what type of source it is, right? Primary source is going to be more reliable than a secondary source. To contextualize means we're going to understand an event in the context of when it happened, right? So when we talk about contextualization, we're going to talk about time. What time in history did that event occur? Because that's going to tell us a lot about why that event occurred. What's going on economically, socially, culturally that might affect that event. When we corroborate, we're going to support an argument with evidence. This is an important skill because if you're going to build a house, let's say we build a house, okay, and your house is your argument is only as strong as your supporting details. So if we have a house that isn't supported well, your support is going to fall down. Okay? So a strong argument always has multiple supports to hold it up. Otherwise your house falls down. And that's corroboration. Close reading is really just the intensive analysis of a document, right? We always want to read into a document, not surfacely scan a document. Otherwise, we're not going to get the important information we need. All right? That's what I want to talk to you about today. These skills are going to be highlighted for the next event we're going to work on. It's going to be, next assignment we're going to work on. It's going to be attached to this recording in Google Classroom. It's going to be titled Why Study History. And in that assignment, you're going to read a document about historical events. We're going to talk about some of the important terms that go along with that document. And we're also going to answer some questions that directly pertain to that document. See you all tomorrow.